Greetings, world. Welcome to another edition of Men-talRollaDeK. Today's topic, the fake perfection we uphold when it benefits us. Greeting, kings. Kel,
Greetings.
what's going on? So, what does that mean to you, the fake perfection we uphold when it benefits us?
Go ahead. You guys are smarter than me. I'm going to listen and then I give my opinion.
Oh, man.
All right, then let me kick it off. The fake, what you say? Fake perfection. Right. Anything mankind feels that's comforting, and it makes them get by. They're going to hold on to that.
Like your Bible.
Like my Bible. And let's not go down that rabbit hole. Let's not go down that. Let's stick to the topic. Right.
I am
like
sticking to the topic.
Right.
Like your Bible.
My Bible. Yeah, my Bible is not fake. My God is real. You just not believe. That's your business. That's your business. Because God take me from where me there to bring me to where I'm at, and I'm thankful for that. Not man, no friend. God taught me everything that I know. Him show me, him guide me, me observe, and me figure it out, and I've made it thus far. God put me in a position where me make money and me can stand on my own 2 feet. Me can be my own boss. Me not take no order from nobody at all. Everything me do, me put God in it.
You sure it was him, or you just said it's
I'm
not
positive
man?
of him. I have a living testimony.
You're moving amongst.
Everything me do, I honestly believe within myself, God has navigated every step me ever make. Every step. Not one step me make that was incorrect. From me left Jamaica till Yasso. Me remember when me used to do all kind of me do robbery, me do jokes, me do this, me do that, and when me get that local thing there, and then go say youth fall back. Me go say me go listen to that local that voice in my head, right?
So
I'm gonna go say all right.
Wait. Let's do this. We're gonna dissect everything you're saying. So you said the voice is in your head.
Right.
So who is the voice?
The spirit talk to me and say youth, y'all do too much.
You said the voice is a spirit?
Yes, the voice is a spirit that actually speaks to you.
So is there a name? Like I'm confused. I don't understand. You have to explain, go a little bit more in depth for me.
The spirit speaks to everybody. The spirit is in all of us. It's just if you choose that you wanna listen or you wanna continue on the path that you want. Everybody have that voice that inner voice that speaks to you. No, may I go on? Every you're welcome. Everybody have everybody have that inner voice that that speaks to them. Everybody. We all make decisions in our life where we either we praise ourselves or we probably say, well, I could have dealt with that different, or my approach was wrong or so. But in a my heart, I believe that every step me make, God has guided me to where I'm at thus far. And it no matter how you want to dissect it and look at it and say,
Have you met him? You shook his hand personally?
no, I haven't met him.
You got a picture? What is it? Is a C-list
I don't
person,
need a
or
picture.
you
God
can't?
is in me.
Oh,
God
he's
is
in you.
He's in me. Yes, he resides
He's-
in me, and
Oh.
he resides in you too.
Oh, he's in you. You sure he's not you?
What happened? I'm not God.
You're not?
I'm not God.
Got kids?
What happened?
Got kids?
Who?
You got kids?
Of course I have kids.
Okay. So what you do? What you do for bring the kids them come here?
Me and my wife have to have sex in order for me to create. Your wife
Oh,
is Christian.
okay.
Your wife is Christian, right?
Well, I know.
Hold on,
So,
hold on,
no,
hold
she's
on.
not.
Your wife
No,
is
she's
Christian,
not.
right?
She's not.
Whoa,
She's
whoa.
not.
Your wife is
She's
Christian, no?
not. She's not. She's not.
Oh, was she a Muslim?
She was a Muslim. She flows with spirituality. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, all right. So she lost her way then.
So,
Okay, my
so
boy.
you have
That's
to,
right.
so you have to fuck, fornicate. You have to induce or inject your sperm into your woman, and then your woman bear your fruit, right?
Yes.
So where did God come from?
Who created man?
Who create man? A woman. We have
Yes.
this conversation already. Know it not gonna change.
Well, we're basically going back over it again. But since you want to talk about it again,
Yeah, the fake perfection we uphold when it benefit we. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's the Bible is not one of them.
But
But
anyway,
since you want to throw it under the bus, do your thing. Yeah. Who created man?
oh my God.
Who created the first man?
Hey mommy, hey mommy, I love you. I will not dishonor you by gravitating your powers and your strength to an actual book, right? That was
I asked
conjured
you a
by
question.
that was
Who created the first man?
stop interrupting me. A book that was conjured by a man that came out of the feminine energy. And I'm gonna leave it at that. That's basically what it is.
Right. That's your opinion. Okay.
My opinion. Oh, now it's my opinion.
That is your opinion.
All right. So, what are some other fake imperfections we actually aim to utilize in society that benefits us? Like, what is this war between the feminine and the masculine energy? Why is it that feminine and masculine cannot actually flow together, even though they need each other to actually elevate and become greater? That's for both of you guys. Y'all can answer one at a time.
I'm gonna say one of the things we hold on to too much. I think too much news. But let me hear what Baba have to say.
What do you mean by news? You talking about like the fake, like what they distribute, like the lies they tell us or program us with on a daily basis?
Yes, the word and the news. They just be manipulating people, tricking people, and people be falling for the same thing over and over.
Okay.
Like that's one of the biggest things. When you consume too much of the news, nobody not you can't listen to the news, but you have to unbox what you feel is good and what you feel is toxic to you.
Do you think the reason why certain people look for a middleman or somebody to guide them is because they don't know themselves?
I would honestly agree with that. Yes, if a person don't have knowledge of stuff and then just go with things just to go with things, pretty much they can't think for themselves. And the best people to lead astray is a person that don't have a mind of their own. When a person have a mind of their own, you could manipulate them, you could trick them, you could have them believe in. If you tell them outside to the sky red, they'll believe it. And this generation of people really don't have a mind of their own. They're not structured.
Even when they have an eye, right? They have eyes, right?
Them could have 20 eyes on them. Them not know them head from them eyes. You will tell a nigga, you will show a nigga the truth, and he will be like, nah.
Isn't that a contradiction?
Let's not talk about the Bible. Let's not talk about the Bible.
We're not talking about no Bible here. We're having a conversation because one thing I've learned
right, but let's not bring up the Bible.
No. I never. You just brought it up as if you want to speak about it. But
no. Because we're not going to go back to that, and we're not going. No.
We're gonna We're going forward. We're not gonna. It's too easy when it comes to that.
Yeah. Definitely.
What's your take? What's your take, Baba?
Let me put it like this. The topic is what fake profession say the rest of it now?
The fake perfection we uphold when it benefits us.
Life.
Huh?
Life, alleged concept of understanding what life
We
is.
love that.
Because, like and I like to say the fake perfection, right? Perfection, a profession, what do you want to call it? But do you control it? No, because a man can take your life in a courtroom. He can say tomorrow you die, and tomorrow they put you in a chair or shoot you with a needle and you out of here. Life as a whole is an illusion of faith because you don't control everything. It's controlled by somebody outside of you. Or society will say, because, well, we say you stole a loaf of bread, but I didn't do it. Well, execute him anyway. How many people in jail on Trump up as charges? Their lives have been removed. So life within its self structure, we enjoy it, but it's all fake and an illusion. It can be taken at any moment. Or your status can be changed in any moment. Or a degree can change in any moment. Anything that's in this so-called ramification of life in the third dimension, you don't control it. It can be changed or taken in a moment by someone outside of you, just on a word or an action. You can leave out your house this morning and walk and get hit by a damn car and can't walk no more. Boom. So each thing we do, we got to live it under expectation that it could change in any second or any moment. Do you control everything in your life? Hell no. You try to, best of my ability. Do I control it? Hell no. Weigh it.
You know what's crazy?
Weigh it.
You know what's crazy? If you look at life, people are, huh?
What is life?
I guess what we're living.
We're not living. We're on existing. What is life?
A dream.
All right. Well, I guess you can call it that too. We're existing and living to die. But me notice with people like lies. No, people don't like lies. People love lies. People want to hear what they want to hear, and when they hear what they hear, when they hear what they want to hear, it's very comforting. So if you tell a man something to make him feel comfort, they're gonna feel the same topic that you're discussing. So if you can't tell a man a lie and you can't sell him a lie there and you can't build on a lie there, he's always gonna feel that he's gonna feel at home with that lie. You feel me? People love lies. If you try to tell people the truth, then it's like moving a mountain.
What is truth?
Huh?
What is truth?
Stuff that's proven. Facts, not fiction.
Even a lie can be proven. All it needs is enough evidence to support the and make it evidence.
It won't hold up. It won't hold up. It will be only a matter of time before it fall apart.
You can't tell to a man is doing a lie for something that he did not do and got lied on.
A fact, but
that's
the truth will always. The truth. Remember, lies dilly dally. The truth stay the same.
How many
always stay the same.
How many degrees of truth is it? How many degrees of truth is it?
How would I know that? Depends on.
That's the key right there. That's the key. Because what is true may be a lie to me.
Well, all I got to do is convince you. If I convince you, it's true.
Then I'm leaving on something you said and not what I understand. So then I'm following your lie.
And that's how you lose yourself.
See?
I see.
Perfection we uphold with it. It says to benefit us. So if I follow you, I'm benefiting your lie, not mine.
Yeah, like society, everywhere you turn, there's a lie. There's a lie in the so-called history. There's a lie in so-called religion. There's a lie.
A lie in everything we touch.
But that's the thing. You gotta know to manipulate people. It's the same thing as that book. What is it? 48 Laws of what is it called? 48 Laws of what?
Power.
What is it called?
Well, Okay, these are people giving you ideas to navigate the lies and understand it, to try to understand these so-called illusions or ideas or theories. But it's up to you to determine if it works for you or not, because everything we deal with is some kind of fake perfection that we were told to accept to perfect our life and balance our to perfect our journey and to balance our life. But what is the true balance, Kaylee? What is the true balance for a man? What is the true balance for a man or woman?
True balance for a male, for a male or female.
Yeah, what's a true balance?
Depends on how you look at it. I would say the balance of a female is a male, and the balance of a man is a female.
I say. But what about when you come into cosmology and the world we live in and being one? Because he's saying being one with his creator. How you gonna be one with something you don't know?
But that's the thing. If you pay attention to the universe, pretty much like nature, everything is seasonal, right?
Yeah.
So
folks don't do that.
Exactly. So that's how you know things change, because nature has its own format.
Right.
And if you take, for instance, if you eat according to nature, it's more beneficial for you. That's something that stays consistent, right? But a lie is inconsistent. Anything unbalanced is inconsistent.
Yeah.
Didn't I just say that?
Everything must be in the season. Now watch this. How many of people celebrate the new year in January?
Not me.
When you celebrate it?
Again, how many people?
Everyone.
Celebrate the new year in
Not
January.
Me. Not me.
But
Not
everyone. That's what they're programmed to.
Right.
Everyone. Because even at some point, I did it until I found out that it was not the new year. Because due to the seasons, how can it be a new year when it's still winter and everything is withered up? And
every day is a new year.
No,
it's not.
Watch this. Now follow me on this. What year is this?
Man, I couldn't even tell if I wanted to.
What year? Question again. Remember, the fake perfection we uphold when we benefit from it. So what year is this?
2020, right?
It's at the 21st century.
Okay, but you say 20. But was not there 2020 BCE?
No, wouldn't that be?
Wasn't that 2020 BCE? That's back in the Bible, biblical time. Wasn't that not a? So how you have the same thing reoccurring back when this is not 2020?
Because in a different light and another aspect, this is 2012.
And then another is the year 5765.
So we've been ingesting others' lie and made our truth.
Because if you talk to the Jewish people, they said this is year 5765, going toward the 6,000 year. Most of the Bible is 6,000 years old. If you talk to the people in Kemet, they say it's another count. If you talk to the Yorubas out of Nigeria, they say it's another year. No, the Mayans say it's another year. So, but here in this diaspora, we say, well, it's 2020 here, when it's not.
Well, the white man had navigated theme way, so I guess
that's the topic. The fake perfection we uphold when it benefits us. What do you write on your check when you sign? You say this is September so 2020.
It's
go to the bank. You write it. You sign this. A document. This is the year 2020. It's a lie, but you documented and said it's real.
Yeah. So when it benefits us.
But it benefits us. Because you can't go in and sign on a check if it don't match what they want. They ain't gonna cash that sucker.
Absolutely. So you have to fall in line.
You got to play the game. It's all about survival. It's all about survival.
Fact.
That's it. It's all about survival. How well you play the game, how well you're able to deal on this chessboard of life.
And what's funny to me is I mean, he brought up Biblios earlier,
Right.
and I'm looking around. I'm like, why are all these churches closed? If they believe what they believe and they're so strong within their belief, why don't they pray this so-called pandemic away?
Can't do it.
Shouldn't everybody be in the church lined up asking for prayer to wash away this so-called pandemic?
Well, when like the boys say, when the whole world's on the judgment, nothing you can do until you find out how to remove the judgment, and they don't know how.
Because
they don't know how. They follow the shot on the virgin and the illusion of somebody else who supposed to live over 2,000 years ago, and it won't fit the equation.
When it benefits us.
When it benefits us, and who benefits the most from this pandemic, this corona?
Not us, the ones that have the patent, the ones
not us, but the one got the patent to it, just getting the billions of dollars off of it.
See, really, man, what up? Within my 36 years on this I can't even say plantation pretty much. Let me just say plantation. I'm really studying people. And the more I study people, the more narcissistic I realize they are. The more superficial I realize they are. You know, the more fictitious I realize they are. You get what I'm saying? They just, hey, this is what it is because this is what it is. Where's your proof? You know, it's kind of like
I believe.
It's kind of like it's kind of like today. I was talking to this queen, right? And you know, we were rekindling, having a conversation pertaining to like our past life and how we were towards each other, right? And I look at it like back then I was so angry. But the only way a man can be that angry is due to trauma and programming from other people. But when that man step away, right? And quiet everything about him, everything about his presence, and start watching and start teaching himself, through meditation, through a different type of diet, you know, what he puts within his avatar or whatever, his mind starts to change. And the more he let go of certain people aiming to receive his energy, the more powerful he gets. So the less I aim to go outside of myself, the better off I am. Certain things don't have an effect because I don't attach myself to them. Because sincerely, I know that the gatekeeper of life is death. Because if a man knows he's going to die tomorrow, guess what he's going to aim to do?
Try to straighten his life up.
Exactly.
He want to go to hell. He want to go to heaven.
All the people he shitted on, all the people he treated bad, guess what he's going to do?
Forgive me, I didn't mean to do this.
And then boom, he found out, oh, he's not dying again. And it goes back to
the same old shit.
Fuck everybody. Oh, I'm back on my shit. You see how lonely and how unjust that is?
Yeah, I've seen many guys getting a life and death situation. They try to cut a deal with so-called God, quote unquote, to get him through this. And if you do this, and I'm gonna do this, and soon as he gets through, they right back to what he was doing. I've seen guys do this. They're in life and death struggle situations, and if I get through this, God, I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna straighten up. I'm gonna quit mistreating people, and blah 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 blah. And just as soon as he gets past that trap of that situation, he's back to square one. Now, some guys make adjustment, but they still got some stuff hanging on them, right?
Due to traumatization.
Yeah. How you
And
want, now you done kill somebody, and now you want forgiveness, but you can't wait till you can't raise them back up.
absolutely,
See,
it's weird, man.
yeah,
The
I was always taught, King, don't take nothing you can't give.
Agreed.
and nothing you can't give.
Yeah, don't take nothing. Don't take nothing from nobody you can't give back.
Right.
If I take your life, I can't give your life back. It's gone, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, if I go and destroy your house, I can probably try to get another house, but it won't be the same.
Why is
Nope.
that? Because we're attached to certain things, right? We call it
Right,
sentiment. We call it sentiments, right? And the
right.
crazy thing, 100% of these so-called sentiments we attach ourselves to, we don't have a grave big enough to take them with us.
There you go.
You transition and they remain,
For
Yeah.
folks to fight, and people stay and fight over it.
and we don't see how much of a speck we are on this land we call Earth.
We just a grain of sand on the beach of sand. Just a grain.
Hey man, the objective is to connect with people, induce different forms of knowledge or
You know,
whatever.
you know,
Enjoy the benefits in the moments, man. That's how I look at it.
and I'm gonna go here with this. This is why I embrace the science of Ifa. Ifa says when we come in the world, we come in to try to make the world leave it in a better shape than what we find it, right? So you don't come in and doing no harm to nature, come doing harm to mankind. You try to bring a gift that's going to benefit the whole. But these folks come in trying to take away a lot of shit. They want to do a lot of shit. You understand? And that comes through Biblos, you know. Uh, and I say that, and my brother and I know he said don't go on that road, but this what 6.5 billion people depends on that thing called Bible in politics, economics, education, medicine. It's there in some form or another, and you have to face it and realize the impact that it has. It's been one of the most diabolical tools ever used on mankind. Was that thing called the Bible? And a lot of
Here you
people
go again.
not, but
Going back now.
I'm not asking for your comment, my beloved brother. I'm just telling you what it is. Now, unless you put the time and research in and studied all the various forms of it and translations of it, then you know I'm not trying to convert you to anything because what you believe is what you believe. I also was like where you were, where you are now. I was there when I was in my teens and my early 20s. Not till I was awake and began to do the research to see how valid it was that I found out that it too was an illusion. Because a lot of things that I was taught to believe, not the word taught to believe, I accept because of those who I trusted. But I found out that they didn't know what the hell they was talking about because they could not tell me anything other than the literal teaching of it, not the metaphysics or the esoteric knowledge of it, or deeper meaning of those metaphors, allegories, and dogma that was tied to it.
But you got to look deeper too, King. Somebody else's breath is not your truth.
That's true. And that, a lot of things they wrote back then was coded. Unless you understand the storyline of what that story or the signs and symbols, what it really meant in its original inception, you as a late student will not get the proper interpretation, you know. And that's because, and on the class we got tomorrow, before I get into the Ori, understanding that inner head, that inner voice, on the class tomorrow, the question that I would like to ask, and you saw it, and I posted it from the ancient text of the Bible. The first line, Genesis 1:1 says, "In the beginning, God created." That word is not God; it's Elohim. But the first word there is Barashit. The word is Barashit means breath, and that breath is feminine. So from the feminine breath, God was able to create. God was able to create. That's why it says that the Lord possessed me in the beginning of His ways. That word is Barashit, and breath is spirit. A lot of folks went, now he is she, but they don't study like that. So I digress. But no, back to the topic. The fake position that we choose to believe it, so good.
But look, let me say this, right? Okay. See, to me, the fake perfection we uphold, right? Like certain females will say, I don't need a male, right?
True.
They don't need
I
a
got that.
male. And certain male would disrespect the female,
Right.
right? But in order to create life or bred somebody in their image, they need each other, right?
You know,
And and one has to protect the other because she can't induce by herself.
right,
The man is external, she's internal, so she's bred to receive,
right.
and he's bred to inject,
But check this
right?
out. Check this out. And this was funny. I was watching Gomer Powell. The crazy thing, Gomer Powell, right? And Gomer Powell said, "My grandmother said you can't go to a rooster looking for an egg. You can't
No,
go to a rooster looking for an egg."
no.
No, he came from, but he ain't produced you not one egg. Is it viable? Yeah, on the yard where you need the rooster to get with the hen. But in this day and time, the egg we get now is a rooster ain't been nowhere near it because there is no semen in the yolk.
And that's the thing, that we fail to interpret,
Yeah.
right? So like I always stated, he like, I plant the seed and she beareth the fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't see, or we don't even know what transpire or transmute within that once she received the seed, right? Because so-called science said there's 5 billion, right? And out of the 5 billion, 4.99.99.99 actually died because it's a rough path, right? So that seed has to actually fight to get where it needs to go, right? But the one that wins after it's received by the feminine, she nurtures it.
It's still got to struggle though. It's got to survive in first 22 weeks.
And that's what I'm saying. She has to nurture it.
Yeah, something has to take place within that conception that protects it to let it get to life, because any given time before the time arrives, he can be expelled.
Is it if she's unhealthy,
yeah,
or she's not within the mind, the right frame?
right.
So a question I asked you the other day, that we need to look at stuff on a deeper level. Like, what power is within that semen that she took in, right? And how did her feminine power clash with it to actually bear that fruit, to making it? Because after he gives that semen, he doesn't do anything after that. But the thing about it is, he can take on all the sickness
and symptoms
and help her.
And the symptoms, yeah. I've done it with mine. I've been sick. I've had morning sickness. I've had pains and everything.
Exactly.
Because we're connected.
Exactly.
So that it's a part of you. It has a way of communicating with both parents. That's why it's important that when she's carrying your child, she needs to be in the most pleasant, peaceful environment, that your child don't come here a nervous wreck.
Isn't that the only thing we can't fake?
Hey,
it benefits both, right?
Yeah.
And it's not imperfection; it's perfection.
Most definitely. But like I said, but there are many other things and I love this thing, this journey. It's a journey. Life is a journey, and how you travel it or go about it or move on it depends on your understanding of what life really means to you in the illusion of life, the dream. I call it the dream, because you can wake up from it, and sometimes you wake up, you say, "What in the hell did I do?" You look up one day. I know I did this one time. I looked around, man, and I realized I've got 7 children in the world. What in the hell happened? As if I went to sleep and woke up and here it is. They were
We
lining up. They were lining up. I know the thing, man. When I know that I had 14 children on this planet,
man, giving away your energy a long time, King.
man. But you know what? You know what it was? Now watch this. Being raised by a Christian mother who believed in the Bible, and my grandfather, all right, and he loved that part of the song. Says, "Make your children like olive plants around the table," right?
Uh-huh.
And my papa believed, and he had about 13 or 14 kids, right? So he wanted to be like olive plants because he said, long as those children represent his life and extended his life here on the planet. When I'm gone, they'll still be in. Other words, it's a legacy. My children's is ongoing. And so that's why a lot of them had big families back pre uh, segregation, etc. Because we was into agriculture. Now you into Wall Street, and you don't need all of those. So it's a good topic. It can be carried further and deeper. It has many levels to it. Everything from education, relationships, uh, economics, you name it. This topic fits a whole lot of levels and examined. Each one is examined in its own space.
But that's see when I have these conversation and these events are conjured, that's my aim. My aim is to touch base on the deeper levels. It's not to stay above the surface. So, but most of the time we have to get there. We have to allow ourselves to actually be analytical.
Yeah.
To think.
Yeah.
Because if we don't think, we're gonna come with a superficial format of what it really is.
Okay.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, we gotta be like a submarine. You gotta dig deep, gotta dive deep, and a lot of people don't want to do that because they I'm glad I'm learning how not to be offended because a person don't see things once. Because I realize that a lot of people have not traveled the roads, have not set in the situation that I've set in. I can't expect them to know the experiences that I've had to know what I know. Not to be arrogant, and then have those that I wouldn't know because I haven't been where they've been, right? But if we come to the table of understanding and put our thoughts on the table, we can all help each other from our experiences. And a lot of times we don't. We're so busy that trying to prove our beliefs and not looking at it because your belief is not just something that was gave you or taught you by somebody else.
But look at this, King. That's not just what it is. The objective is never to convince one of what you know. It's too draining. It's diabolical to you. So you have to leave them to pretty much induce themselves. They have to find it. And every clock has a timing. Right? Every clock has its own timing. Plain and simple. Yo, fam.
I have a question to ask you. When dead, right? When
I guess that question wasn't supposed to be asked.
He got a lot. He's got a lot going on in the back.
Yeah, because he's exposing this queen.
Yeah,
he saw it just now. But yeah, here he comes. Yo, you're doing too much, bro. Sit down and focus for a little bit. Go ahead. Death.
Okay.
You mentioned death.
No, I have a question. So when Uno dead, we wanna go after this.
Bro, nobody knows where they go, bro. But science due to science and certain opinions, right? Your avatar goes to the earth, right? Because everything that's within the earth is within your avatar, your body, your flesh, right? But your light, your energy, your soul, right? It goes back to the universe.
The universe.
Yes.
Who created the universe?
Oh, here we go again.
No, I'm asking who created the universe?
Now you say you don't want to go down the rabbit hole, and here you come back to the rabbit.
Who? These guys don't believe in God.
You can't.
They don't believe in God. They don't believe in God.
You don't either.
But what do you? But what do you look? You know what's funny? Wait, hold on, Baba, hold on, hold on for a second, Baba, hold on for a second, Baba. You know what's funny?
They don't believe in God.
He's playing saying we don't believe in God, but it's feminine, is female in the back just stated there is a creator, right? That's duality. She just answered the question for you.
You believe in God? Yes. You believe in Jesus?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We gotta work on
it. Okay. At least we have one in the household.
We're about to have a fight.
We have one in the household. Fam, you're looking at
Jesus. You're
looking at the creator. She's standing right next to you. Your kids came out of her.
Oh my God. She's a God. She told me that. She said she's a God, but not to be worship as like, oh my God, like
worship. Why should I worship? You know what's funny? Go ahead.
Do you respect her? Do you respect her?
Yeah, I respect and love her.
Okay, then you worship her.
I don't.
You can't respect.
No. Worshiping her is bowing down and praising her.
You do bow down to her. You bow down your knees to ask her to marry you. You bow down your knees when you.
No, she asked me to get down on one knees, and I did it one time. I didn't. I was not there praising her.
Hey, listen, Baba, I need you to leave this man alone because this man been contradicting himself the whole night.
Yeah, leave me alone. Thank you.
He been contradicting him the whole night.
I appreciate him though. I do appreciate.
It's my boy. I got love for him.
I do, man. I do. I mean, I love to hear him talk. I love to express him because I too been there. I was there for years, man. And it took the ancestral spirit. Nobody woke me up. It was that inner voice you talking about. One day challenged my conscience, and I had to answer to it. And when it did, it shook my whole world. Nobody sat down like we're talking, convinced me. I was in a revival at a church in Mississippi. We had been in prayer and fasting for 3 days and nights, praying for the Spirit of Jesus to come and bless us. And at 12 o'clock one day, about high noon, I was sitting inside my room, inside the motorhome, and a voice called my name and spoke to me. And I looked around and was nobody there but me in the room. In the spirit, I'm going to change your name from Alvin Bagby to Yashabai. I didn't know what the word Yashabai meant. Then it said, Jesus, I don't know. Of course, I got offended. I cursed that spirit. I plead the blood of Jesus. It says, when you get home, take that word Jesus, write it vertically, and examine each letter in the name. Do the etymology of each letter. Bruh, I was shocked. I've been praying and doing everything in that. When I got home and did the etymology on the letter J alone, not the E and the rest of it, I was shocked. It didn't exist until the 1500s. Jesus was born around between 4 AD, 4 BC and 6 AD. Why? Then when I got the original King James Bible, there's no J's nowhere in it. I go like, what have I been doing? Now, mind you, I was pastoring a church, about 150 members.
Hey, Baba, let me interject real quick.
Yes.
Jetem, come here. Jetem, come here real quick, buddy.
Jetem.
Come here, King.
Jetem.
Matter of fact, you're right here, Abby. Who are you? You're what?
God.
Okay, next. Come here, Jetem.
Why?
Come here.
Why?
Who are you?
God.
Okay, you came. Where did you come from?
God.
Yeah, which is who?
Your mommy?
Your who?
Mom?
Your mom. Okay, cool.
Bye.
He's 8.
I'm 7.
The other one was okay. He's about to be 8. The other one was 6. Continue, Baba.
Yeah, my testimony, how I wound up making the moves that I made. And my last instruction I was given was to go back and study all religions and find where the people had been misled at. So I went on a journey from 1973 to 83. All I did was study all religions. I went to the Hebrews. I studied with the rabbis. I studied with the Muslims, Baha'i, Buddhists. I studied the religion. I got around the people because reading their book is one thing, but when you're around the people who's supposed to be living it, it's another story. I learned a whole lot by being around them and seeing them in their environment, right? So I sat there and I learned from them. So when I began to study with them and find out many of the things they were saying was all mythology, but they could not explain to me literally what that really meant. So I did my research. And once I did the research, I began to go back. How far back can we go? So then I began to do what they call timeline, chronology, etymology, and linguistics. So I went all the way back. And I'm about the only Bible you're going to find on YouTube talking about 2.5 billion years of history. Most folks stops at Kemet, Adam and Eve. They never go beyond that. But when I did my research from the study, I went back 2.5 billion years. Now, if you do the anthropologies and zoologies and paleontology, the Earth is 5 billion years old. So I'm going like, wow. So when did the first illuminated image of man appear on this planet called Earth, tomorrow, Gia? It was over 2.5 billion years ago. Yet you can't get people to talk about that.
Hey, Kel, she don't believe you, bro. Stop trying to convince her. Let it go.
What?
Let it go. It's okay. It's okay.
Listen, I respect your opinion. And I'm not gonna try to convince you guys otherwise.
So let me ask you this, King. What is the imperfection you aim, right? What is the fake imperfection you uphold to benefit you?
I'm trying to detach myself from all of this that's going on. I don't think I'm holding on to any. Well, like I said before, we don't agree on religion. So everything else other than that, I try not to get myself too involved in. Okay. When it comes towards politics, what the media puts out there, okay. I just try to stay basically within the realm of my family. That's it.
So why not detach yourself from money?
Because you need money to for survival.
So that is a fake imperfection that you uphold to benefit yourself.
If you say so.
No, it's
but it's to break it. It's to break it down. The only reason money is in circulation is because we believe it to be.
Huh?
The only way money stays in circulation is because we believe it to be.
Yes, and it
has no value.
Yes, we know that, but me as one person can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. Anywhere you go in the world, you're gonna need money to survive. Anywhere.
Oh, so you're coming back. So it's not just the money you need to survive, right? If you're the only one in the world, you don't need it, do you?
Of course not.
Because you would live off of what? What would you live off of?
I would love to live off the land, but first, in order for you to live off the land, you need to be I would say I would need to be in an environment where it'll be fruitful where I could do that.
But you kind of do live off the land, don't you think so?
I don't live off American land.
You don't eat ackee? You don't eat ackee?
All the food them coming here upon wheels.
It coming upon wheels, but where it came from?
It came from somewhere. I don't know where it came from.
But they alter it, right? A vegetable has to be grown on a tree, right?
Yes, they alter it and they make them one version of it also.
Okay.
Like when you see a seedless melon, you see a seedless orange, which them a push. You see a seedless grape. All those stuff that they put in, help to give us cancer and shit like that.
But it still came from the land because they have to put it in somewhere else.
It didn't came from the land. That didn't came from the land. That's something that they
No. You're misinterpreting. They modified the DNA within it, but it still has to go in soil in order for it to bear.
Yeah. Right, but it's not real.
Okay.
Yes,
So what
yes.
is real? So what is real about what we're doing, our day-to-day interactions and so on? What is really, really real about it? Because everything to me is
We're
superficial.
just existing. We're just living for the day, existing. We're just that's what we're basically doing. The system, the system is designed for pretty much to kill us and oppress us, and until we come to the realization that we're 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 in a comfort zone where we need to get out of that comfort zone and go back to to um to the real life where we could plan our own stuff, grow our own stuff, teach our kids the right way, and stop being manipulated by the internet and all this other extra shit.
But isn't that the objective now? If you can, a man, it's crazy to me because, like you talk to a few other elders, and they will say the richest man is a man that there's a man that has enough, and he's the richest because he's more connected to the earth. He enjoys what he has. He laughs no matter what he has.
I don't think the richest man is even happy. I don't think
No,
so.
to me, I've seen it. To me, like even coming from Jamaica as a child growing up, I didn't have all of this technology. I didn't have an indoor bathroom at that particular time. We built the bathroom and we might throw
Right,
a hose in it and the water is one
right.
temperature. Right?
But
Let me
those
finish.
but those days, just to let you know, that were better days than now we're living in.
But that's my point. A man that has less is wealthier than a man that has an overwhelming amount of
A fact,
digits.
a fact. And I seen that here living here firsthand because these niggas, you got to give them a PlayStation. Like what I think one of the worst decisions that I ever did in my whole entire life is when I had baby mothers, because now my village that I have is over there, so over there, so over there, so. You understand? Whereas if I had everybody under one roof, it would be one order and everybody will work much more together. Where it's different fucking personalities that I got to be dealing with. I got to be dealing with this personality, that personality, and whatever. If I fix something that's broken over here, when it goes back, it becomes broken. And my daughter feels like, oh, I gotta buy her an expensive laptop in order for her to feel like, okay, yeah. While my daughter here, what I give her, she gets, and that's okay. The only time she changes is when these niggas come over here and they be like, oh, I got this, and then my daughter wanna follow that. So I appreciate what I appreciate out of everything, even when I go out in the world. I I appreciate the matrix that I've created in my home when I'm around my wife and my little daughter that spoils me with love. Even though I always say, go away, go away, go away. But that this environment that I'm in here is the best environment for me because we don't praise those material things. I don't have to give my daughter a PlayStation. I don't have to give her a laptop. If she watched the very TV, she's happy. If it's just us here in the house alone, we're good. You know what I'm saying?
You
And then when I used to celebrate the Christmas, the thank the this and then I'm like, why do we have to wait one side of the year to celebrate a Christmas? Who are we celebrating? We just the niggas just came up with a day and be like, that's Jesus' day. Why do we celebrate a New Year's? Niggas just came up with that day and said, oh, that's what you call it. But when you look at all of these different holidays, they're all pagan holidays, and it's just something that's profitable for the man. Because when you do the math on all of this on all of these holidays, they always be like, oh, New Year's we made $5 billion. Oh, we made $3 billion this year. Oh, we lost sales this year and stuff like that. But I'm not a part of that system anymore. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate New Year's. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Every day is Thanksgiving. Every day is Christmas. Every day to me is a fucking New Year. Because my time zone that I'm in is a different time zone for next man. So I just take things for what it is. You feel me?
okay? Okay. Greetings, Noel.
Anyway, I'm
Okay.
gonna go. You guys take
Well,
care of yourself. It's been
well,
real.
well, well scripted. Well
Yeah.
scripted. Yeah.
Mm.
Wagwan big man.
Ah, me there, man. I watch now. Me there, me
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Where that one?
Yeah.
Where that? Yeah, Baba. What was your take on that, Baba?
Man stated his opinion how he feel, but he forgot one thing. He don't celebrate the mother holiday, but now you say he's married? Do you celebrate his anniversary? Do you celebrate birthdays?
Baba, what is the title of the show?
I tell you, it's been on point from since we come out of the back room to the front room. It's been on point.
Exactly.
It proves itself, the whole thing. Everything we talk about manifests itself. The fake perfection we uphold when it benefits us. Come on now.
So how is it the universe is on point so much it keeps bringing us back into that
That's the
actual
way it's designed.
exactly.
That's the way it's designed. You know, and a lot of people don't know that. As you speak, you bring things into manifestation. I told you that. This energy, you got to move it, man. And as you speak things, those words that you speak into the cosmos, into the atmosphere, they manifest as life and energy and spirit attached to it. And that hey, it do what it do.
Like I stated earlier, man, narcissistic, superficial, and I like to add something else to it. We're delusional to an
Yeah,
extent.
because
And we're walking contradictions.
when it benefits us, remember, if it don't benefit us, we put all kind of blocks and roadblocks until something fit our plate.
Oh man.
All time tell people, do not let your situation dictate your morals.
But most of them don't have morals. So
Do not,
so of
do not
course
let your situation dictate your morals. And most people do because you base your situation off on your experiences that you're going through.
absolutely. Hey King. Hey King. You muted yourself. It's rare to actually find somebody that's actually morally strong that basically just breathe, eat, sleep, and shit what they actually determine as moral etiquette, basically. Because nowadays, nothing is left to the imagination no more. Everything is just broad and straightforward, just up in your face, like, and it'd be like the most vindictive, twisted, and immoral things I've ever seen. Like sometimes I wish I never grew up. I swear. Because like as a child, it's like you were kept away from like half of the things that's going on now. It's like you didn't care about it. You were too busy aiming to go outside. Like for me, go play marble or go pick some fruit or, looking for my friend playing cricket, doing different variation of fun, making a gig, creating trucks and so on and so forth. It was more so about the happiness. Now it's just mechanical and it's just a whole bunch of wickedness around you, followed by deception and the constant lies and contradiction. Not only portrayed by the people that you claim you love, but sometimes by yourself. I'm not even going to touch base on the news, like the system. Why they aim to keep us rigid. They aim to keep us rigid. Like even now, like you throw this into it, like these dudes, like there's a whole bunch of pedophilia going on around, and they're trying to make it like the norm for us to accept that bullshit. But as a father that have children, that shit don't resonate at all. And man,
It's a good subject, and like it can be met on many levels. But I kept hearing what's his name? He gone now, but he kept contradicting himself. He said things coming back and knock it out the park. So then when his queen, his God, and said, "I don't believe in Jesus," that choked him up.
Man, he was tight. He was angry. He wanted her. Like, what? He was telling her, like, yo, you do believe in it. Like, he was telling, like, he created a condition. Like, you do believe in it. I know you do. Like,
So how
man,
is he gonna have a house balance when the very lady you lay with and snore in her face and have intercourse don't believe what you believe?
wow.
Yeah, yeah. Now what kind of children you gonna have?
Man, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Yo, King, Noel, Wagwan, big man. You know you mute yourself. You mute it.
Yeah, man. What going?
There, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
log in a little late, man. You know, looking busy. So yeah, man.
okay.
Better say better late. I never.
Okay, it's all good, man. It's not gonna done till like an hour and 30 in. You know, so the topic is the fake perfection we uphold when it benefits us. You know, there's so many ways you can go with that.
True.
You know what I mean? So what is something you see in society on a daily basis that you would consider imperfection, right? And that same imperfection benefits somebody around you, or it flies within the notion of yourself.
Let me think about that. I'll get back to you because I mean, there's a lot of different things, but something that's gonna hit me close to home. Let me give it a thought for a minute.
Ain't no issues. Ain't no issues.
Yeah, go on. Y'all listen.
Hey, Baba. So, all right. One of the things I like to touch base on too is like the war, right? Because we don't look at it. This war, masculine versus feminine,
Right.
woman versus man, female versus male.
Mm-hmm.
How can we stop that?
How we stop that? Believe it or not, we're in a process now. We're in a process now to do that, but it's going to take time. Remember, it didn't happen overnight. We talk about a thing that started back thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago from various cultures and mixing, right? And I was thinking today, we was talking about, and I hope to get some of this tomorrow when we talk about segregation and what it impact, because some of you cats wasn't around doing when they had a big mixing of the seed. So what we did with now, we did it with a lot of hybrids. What I mean by that, we got a lot of females that have been crossbreded. You understand? And we got guys dealing with it. And we was warned about this many years ago that it happened, but it happened. And now we're trying to deal with it with this millennium, the new millenniums, and etc. And until we can get the mindset change, we're going to have the war will continue, but it's coming around. It's just going to take a little time.
What do you mean by the mindset change? Because
when we remove religion out of the equation,
is that the only issue though?
No, but that's the basic whipping, because everything is based on what did God say, what did God did not say, what did God say, what did that very breath that brought things on the scene, what did it say?
But that very breath don't even know what it said, because that very breath is walking in the state of a woman, which is a slave, right? Because that's
guess what? It's gonna take that masculine to go in there and help that person to realize their place.
But that masculine is also traumatized.
Well, and that's the big job, because and the more and more, this is why we got a large problem with the feminine and masculine energy. Some of these men think they women and women think they men. And it's fucked up. Excuse my French. You know. So now you got to undo all of that. And the trick thing is, They making it legal and legit, you know, to run around with that.
And that's what I was.
Here you got a peacock thinking that he's a swan.
And that's what I'm saying too. Like I mentioned earlier with the whole pedophilic thing, because like I think they're trying to push a law in Cali right now to make it where a so-called man of 30 can actually chill with a 11-year-old as long as the 11-year-old like say yes.
Well, you know, there again, you got Black's Law Dictionary, right?
Yeah.
What is an adult is?
An adult is a majority. A minor, a minority is the child.
Now, look up in your Black's Law Dictionary under adult. What's the legal definition of adult?
Under adult.
Yeah, go look at that word. What by law is legal considered an adult?
Oh,
Civil
that.
law.
Oh, that.
Go get your Black Law Dictionary.
I'm at it.
You got it. Look up adult. You got it. I got it. I've got what page is on, but it might be what is that page 792 anyway. And give me the legal definition of what an adult is. Civil.
Got you. Copy. Hold on.
Yeah, you know how we do this. Come on now.
I mean, here it says one who has attained the legal age of majority, generally 18 years, right?
That's common. Go civil.
No, it says at civil law, a male who had attained the age of 14, a female who had attained the age of 12. Oh, shit.
Yeah. There. That's where it comes in at.
Wow. So common law, they increase it, but in civil law,
remember, when you go to court, it's civil law. No such thing as common law in court. There's no such thing as common law when you go to court. You go to court on civil matters.
Wow. Oh shit.
Oh, now that's in their book.
So the system been prostituting everybody else pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why they say we can't read, because they speak a different language.
When you go in that courtroom, you don't understand Black's law language in that courtroom, you are fucked. Excuse my friend, you are messed up. So why you think they're taking these cats and automatically we're gonna certify him as a adult because he done passed 14?
Makes sense now.
See?
It makes sense.
See?
But it's crazy because it applies to, if you look at 90% of the cases, if it's copper color, it swings that way 99% of the time. Because
we don't know the law. If you go in that court and say, well, look, and you know, most times you go into a courtroom, they say, well, they go by case law studies. They determine, well, we look at Brown versus the Board of Education. They look at what was the outcome. Then they determine their verdict on how that came out. So you're in the courtroom now, you don't know shit about the law. You done been with a 13-year-old girl, and they say you're molesting pedophilia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your book says she's an adult at 12.
Wow.
Say, judge, look at Black's Law Dictionary under adult. What does Black law say? Because that's what you use in Supreme Court, Black's Law. What does Black law say? Civil is.
But that's crazy because it really, now that I'm looking at it, because I've seen certain cases.
Right, because the guy don't go pull the book. When you pull these laws out and look at the book, a lot of shit that people went to jail for, they shouldn't have went because they didn't know. You don't know the law. That's your butt in a jail. But
that's just part of it.
The English law knows too. But so that's why I said all black people, all colored people, get you some Black Law Dictionary. So when you go in there, you can't go talking that street shit. You got to talk Black's law.
And there's another one, I think it's called Dwayne Law Dictionary as well. So if you're not familiar with Black law, you can always swing that way and get that one.
Yeah, you need this book.
But it makes sense now because these dudes.
What's the other one? Said Dwayne Law?
Yeah, it's Dwayne Law Dictionary. And if not, but this is the most popular one right here.
Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition.
Yeah, this is the most popular one right here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so
That's it.
but it's crazy because like when it comes to them, right, of European descent, 9 times out of 10 they flow within the psychiatric part of it, saying, "Oh, they're crazy," or some form of craziness always goes into play.
Yeah, but you bring them back to their book. Remember, I told you, if you want to do it, get a person's book and make them deal with their book. Make them deal with their book. When I talk to Muslim, I make them deal with the Quran. When I do with Christian, I make them deal with that Bible. When I deal with Catholic, I say, what does black law say? What does black law say? I don't know, but damn it, look it up. Because it's right there.
But the crazy...
I had a chance to work with 28 lawyers when I was working with a PI firm there in Dallas, Mitchell PI firm, investigation. And I worked with 28 lawyers, and they made us, when you prepare a case, we had to go in these different law books and what they call case studies and make comparisons. So when they go into court, they'll say so versus so. We got Dred Scott versus United States, page so 1860, whatever it was. What was the outcome?
Yeah, I've actually heard that too, and they'll tell you what court it took place in.
Right, what court and what
the year, and so the sections and so on and so forth.
Because they read it from the book. They read it from the book, you know. And those legal terms, if you know what those legal terms are, like you was talking about minority emancipation, and what is a free white person? The Caucasian can't be free because he don't fall in under the label of free white. That's the Black Law Dictionary. A Caucasian cannot be a citizen of the United States.
But the crazy thing is not just that either. They can't be sovereign. The only form of sovereignty is carbon bid.
Yeah, but see, people don't know that, right?
No, because we're stuck calling ourselves black, man.
Yeah, and you don't. Then you show, because black, according to Noah, we talked about Noah 1828. Black is albino, fair skin, pale, so colorless, right?
Yeah, mulatto, and if you go further back, it's gonna say native too.
You saying you black when actually you white, a copper color.
But they don't understand either, man. Like saying you are black, it holds no base in court either.
No. I told the guy the other day was talking about. I said, no, when a copper person that is alleged, quote unquote, an African American, Black Lives Matter don't even come into the equation. They see property that can be abused and you because you consider property. Because with emancipation, a proclamation is only a request. It is not a freaking law. Emancipation proclamation. A proclamation is only a request. It's not a law. And now this cat, Ball is talking about going back and bringing up the old insurrection law and put it back in place where the federal government can come in and put down any insurrection, right? He's saying now, if Trump get elected, he's gonna go. Trump is now trying to stack the Supreme Court with conservatives, right? You've already got 238 in the federal courts on his side, conservative. He's trying to put. See, he thinks so when he leave office that the white man will still be in power because he's considered evangelical and he's considered conservative. They're gonna tear down all these voting rights, all these things, the LGBT. They're gonna turn all that shit upside down because they're gonna reverse all it because you have enough people on the Supreme Court and in the federal courts to turn it upside down.
But look at it though. A lot of that shit don't benefit us, King.
But look at it, but it's gonna affect us because if we in the system, education, because remember, he points to who's over education, he points who's over the agriculture. These are points.
No, I get it, but he also swings to the part where he said he won our kids to learn the real history of America. You see what I'm saying?
And then he come out and say them goddamn Confederate statues is his history.
I mean, yeah, but look, we know as well that based on those confederacies and shit that it applied more to us than it applies to them.
My point exactly. But my point once again, remember, you almost had so many blacks fighting under the Confederate flag against the North. See, people got this shit messed up. And again,
but look, did you hear when he said if the so-called blacks don't study their history, they're gonna go back in the same shit they once came from. He said it on live TV.
Yep, and I found because I'm going like I said. So, what history do you want them blacks to know? If I'm about the show tomorrow about segregation and all that, what history do you want these blacks to go? Not blacks, but these people, indigenous people, go back and study something that you propagated up in the textbook, or the real history when it really went down.
For me, I would say the real history.
Okay.
Because there was a point I saw him on an interview when he was aiming to get a casino, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, why can't I have the casino? He said, you have the fake Indians that have casinos and they're not the real Indians. He's like, I know who the real Indians are, and that's not them. That's not their color.
That's right.
He was talking about us.
Yeah. But
right?
Guess what? Them fake ass Indians control casinos and they tax free. But
and they're getting reparation, right?
Huh?
And they're getting consistent reparation every month.
Guess what? Because they are the bubble between us and the real deal. Tomorrow, I'm gonna bring something out tomorrow. In 1888, 23 years after the Civil War, blacks of the indigenous people own 136 banks. How many do we own now?
Wow. I think is it 28 so-called black
banks? 12.
Is it 12?
12. In 1888, 23 years after the Civil War, you have 136 black-owned banks, 14 million acres of land. What do you own now?
They stole it and screw you in the treaties.
Man, look, tomorrow it's gonna be a wang dang do because I got the document. Shit. 3 years out of the Civil War, you had blacks running the state of Louisiana. The legislative body was basically all black. In 1868, 3 years out of 3 years out of what they call the Civil War. Yet we couldn't read and write. Bullshit. We were masters, and the reason they keep us down because anytime we get on the floor, we master things, and they show that they're inferior.
There's 38 right now.
Check it again.
No, it's right now. It says right now.
Yeah, how many is owned by Liberty? How many banks do Liberty own?
That's a different concept.
Yeah, Liberty owns a bunch of branches, and they got them tied in.
Yeah, because it says 38 black-owned banks and credit unions.
Your credit unions, and how many branches do Liberty own?
About to find out.
Yeah, see, Liberty owns. That's because I think it says, and I'll get this tomorrow when I talk about the banking, education, and all these things. Yet in 1888, we had 136 banks. Hell, 38 banks is an insult. You mean you only got 38 banks at 136 of them?
I mean, at the end of the day, we know what they did. See, these things we call in law are not really law; they're maritime, and maritime should not be upon land. Maritime falls on the water, right?
But we got to fix so when you walk in the courtroom, that flag's got fringes on it, which makes it maritime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the judges just say a middleman in between. So make sure he's actually there to make sure you uphold that maritime, right? But he's screwing you because you don't utilize the right words.
Man, that's what I was thinking about. What's the other brother on the other week? Lindy, what's his name? The Moore brother, what's his name?
Leonidas.
Leonidas. I love what he was saying because now it's a hell of a fight. And you got to know your step. And if you make one misstep, they hang you, right? But you got to know them laws, man. And that's why I enjoy studying with the Washingtons and the Moors, because we study constitutional law.
Yeah, because I've seen Moors walk in the courthouse
Yeah.
and had the judge runs off the stand. I've
They
actually seen
walk in there
Moors.
and put their flag down, and they stand a certain way. And
Yep.
whoever swinging the gate in, is swinging out to swing the gate in towards the judge.
Mm-hmm.
He knows some shit is up.
Yeah, and I've seen them actually getting judge arrested too.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's how you speak. It's
Yep.
certain words you use. Like perfect example in the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
Travel and drive is two different concepts.
Exactly.
The only like Noel knows he drives semi. So the only thing you should have a license for is a corporation, because you're driving a tractor trailer, you're aiming to go solicit. But when you're in your private conveyance, which is a vehicle, you don't need registration and license. And a lot of people are unaware that that license is not for your car, it's for your body. So this shit is deep.
Yeah. Noel, you're sitting back cooling, bro.
I'm taking it all in, man. I'm taking it all in.
Yeah. So, and like I said, these are things that we study with. I have a think tank in Dallas. They're still going on. We organized a think tank in Dallas back in 1994, and it's still going on. And we got 23 guys and sisters involved in it. And these are things that we study. We study law, constitutional law. We study various policies and amendments, state laws, etc., etc. So when you walk into a place, you know how it operates, and you know what to say and what not to say. And
like earlier we mentioned when somebody get arrested, you said something about they don't know. It's not that they don't know either, right? But 99.9% of the time people get arrested, they consented to it.
Yeah, but see, remember this: when you get arrested, what happened? You don't start thinking out; you start thinking out of your emotions.
Exactly.
And your logic goes on vacation.
And you give them consent.
Yeah, because now you're in a state of fear. If I don't, they're gonna call the man down, check the shit.
Because they're supposed to have court then and there on the street.
Right.
It's supposed to be a jury of your peers. Right?
Another thing they need to do: check the bylaws of that state's constitution and see what it's governed by. A lot of folks don't know in Louisiana, we're still governed by a French code in Louisiana, Napoleon Code. You need a judge from the French court to set over us. The United States can't do it. Look up, Napoleon Code runs Louisiana.
Yeah, I know. I looked that up the last time you mentioned it.
We have parishes. We don't have a district. We have parishes.
That's the same as Jamaica. But the funny thing is, well, what we don't realize here too, right? A lot of us are not even tied to the state. We're tied to the District of Columbia, right? So you're out of your jurisdiction, and a lot of these lawyers, police officers, and so on and so forth is tied to the UN because they took an oath.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they have jurisdiction over you?
And that's how a lot of cats get around it. You don't have jurisdiction over me, I know one time when I was in Texas, I squared my name on a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you put four corners around your name in a box and you drop it in lowercase, that means that you're not a corporation, that you're a living being, right? And your name is separate from that document. Man, they hit the damn ceiling in Austin, Texas. Man, they said this shit back.
But it's not even just that too. What we don't realize is so every time, all right, perfect example, they tell you not to give your social to nobody, but every time we go somewhere, we give up our social, right? But what we're not realizing is that our name falls with a capitalization letter first, and everything is in lowercase, right? So that shows that you were born. But we don't realize when we're signing signatures, we're supposed to capitalize every single letter, right? And then put agent / rep. You get what I'm saying? So your lowercase name differentiate from the uppercase, and you're just a representative of it. It's not you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going around signing off on a straw man, but the straw man is not us.
You know, it's corporation. That's why when I did my whole thing in all lowercase, man, they tripped the shit out.
Because they know what exactly what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But it goes back to the topic: the faith perfection we uphold when it benefits us, right?
That's right. Is that right?
There's a lot of benefit, like a lot of shit that they do that benefits them. It doesn't benefit the people because the people is unaware. The people is blind to it. And when you aim to give them the information, they're so stuck within their ways, they want to fight you. So it's like
you saw the brother a while ago talking about don't go down the rabbit hole, and he kept going down the rabbit hole.
But he was contradicting him.
I know it. As soon as he said it, next out his mouth, he contradicted, and he bad as Brooks. He didn't know shit from Shinola.
But that was Brooks.
Oh.
You crazy, man.
Oh,
you crazy. You said that's the same person. You just changed the name.
Oh man, wow.
You just changed the name.
Oh no. See there?
This shit is hilarious. Oh man.
Man.
Yeah, it's the same person. It's
okay.
we aim to elevate and benefit our people, right?
Right.
But the greatest benefits start within the household.
That's right.
So if you can teach a household how to change and become a stronger covenant, right?
Yeah.
That household can go to another one and make it the same way, right?
Yeah.
So we have to strengthen our household first and pass it forward to the next in order to change the trajectory of everything that's actually going on right now.
Right.
Because you had a whole bunch of broken, superficial, narcissistic, shallow individuals, right? That only see what they want to see. That's how we create these conditions. Our objective is to, like, even in a relationship, the objective is to make the person into ourselves. But we end up screwing the relationship because picture you have another person running around acting like you. You know what I'm saying? So we got to kill all of that shit and allow people to be them and just flow with what it is. Like, I can disagree with you and still respect you.
True.
Like, we should be able to disagree, period, and just flow on one accord. That's the thing. We have too many different accords. You get what I'm saying?
Programming, though. Remember, like Rich says, the programming. Whatever you gravitate to, it should be a common denominator. You know, one thing I've learned studying the protocol, right? The Jews say their most powerful weapon was diversification, being able to diversify, right? Not to be in one place, but spreading out, you know, getting all in one corner, you know, and that's what I was telling you the other day. We're too afraid to diversify, you know. Rap Abbott taught us when I was a member of the SCLC, right? They had us pigeonholed all black folk were Democrats. One why they had all black folks were Republicans. He said, we got to be in all camps if we're going to make this thing work. You know, and so a lot of us became independents. We became no party affiliates because we can work across the line rather than being pigeonholed in one box. And now they look at me and say, man, I can walk into a polling booth. I can vote independent, Republican, or Democrat. I got a choice. Do you not know you got more independents in the world than you got Democrats or Republicans?
You do, but you see, the thing is, they don't highlight them the way they highlight the rest of them. It's like a damn soap opera.
Okay, the thing, but they out of sight, out of mind, right? But
absolutely.
If you pull up the thing, you got 31% of Democrats in the United States, 25% is Republican, 40% is independent, and 14 is what's it called? Is we say was don't belong to nothing. Yet you never had an independent elected to office.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that flipped me out, you know. That flipped me out. I'm going like, wow.
But you know, ain't aiming to be long-winded, man. Like it was a great show.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep. Most definitely.
And I'm gonna say gratitude to everybody.
Gratitude
to King Noel passing through.
Man, he's laying back, chilling, throwing his peace sign.
You know what I mean? The best, hey man, the greatest form of learning is to observe, right?
Yeah, he's doing it. He's definitely doing it, man.
Yeah, be neutral. That's the best bet, man. For those of you that actually watched the show and tuned in, I say gratitude. If you like to follow or inquire about the show, please send me a friend request on Facebook. Also, follow at MEN-talRollaDeK on IG, MEN-talRollaDeK on Twitter, MEN-talRollaDeK on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe, MEN-talRollaDeK on Twitch. And with that being stated, we're out.
Out.
Peace, love, prosperity, and elevation to everybody. Gratitude, Kings.
Udabo.
Udabo.